on the ridge. If he would have moved them a little bit further south, I think they might have been a little bit more effective.
Well,
but
then the tanks would have, started sieging up a bit
yeah,
further
then a
away.
little bit further. So I guess there's really nothing that that Violet could do there. But
The real story here is basically Hart's ability to deceive his opponent.
right. He's done.
He successfully
game
twice.
2. Yeah, game 2 and game 3 there. So
And that's the 2 games that Violet lost. So we could almost make a kind of prediction. If Violet is accurate in his assessment of what Hart is doing, he might take either a straight up win or drag out a win like in game 1, based on history. And if he's wrong and he's going to drone and make army at the wrong times, it's going to be very difficult.
we were talking about Violet's play there in the beginning of that match, how he was just playing safe. I feel like he played too safe there.
Yeah, and safe is a deceptive word. Safe in the wrong situation is risky.
Yeah, exactly. It was safe risky, if we could make up a phrase, I guess. But
it's risky.
There you go. There you go. Let's. Okay, players are actually ready right away. Yeah.
Now, if we talk about what would be useful for Violet to do in order to set the pace of this game, and we know now that Hart needs just one more win in order to enter top 4, in order to enter the semifinals here and secure his spot for Spring Arena 2 and his pool play seed in the Spring Championships later on. Just one map. Now Violet, he needs 2. So if we speak about what Violet might need to do here, he's been having to rely on his assessment of what his opponent is doing. How about Violet takes the forefront here and says, I'm going to do something like a Roach Baneling all-in.
Right.
So that I take away the burden of having to decide how to react. And then Hart will be like, okay, you're crazy too. And it's not just me. And then the 5th game will be more evenly balanced on the scales.
Yeah, that's a great assessment of what we might see here, Grubby. Down here on the right-hand side of the map on Antigua Shipyard will be Violet, and on the left-hand side will be Complexity's Heart as the blue Terran. Now, you mentioned the fact that we might see an all-in here for Violet. The way that Antigua Shipyard is really designed, it's going to take a lot. I mean, he's going to have one chance. It's not going to be where Hart, in game 2 had the first attack, the second attack, and then the killing blow with that third one. Violet only gets one attack. He will not be able to follow it up with another one right after that because
the
it's
races are designed differently, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So if Violet goes for something like that, it's all he's got. That'll be his tournament life on the line if the units are marching across the map.
Yeah, and if you lose that and it didn't work,
then
you're like, oh, why did I do that?
Yeah, you are going to be super, super upset with yourself. And here are the mind games coming in, Grubby.
Yeah, one more hidden barracks, but we see 13, 14 supply already, so he's not doing a double 12 racks, which has served him so well in game 2 and 3.
So right now, we're really just waiting to see. I want to see what Hart does here. In the first game, was not aggressive in his opening. The second and third game, he really, really turned it on.
Yeah.
So I want to know what he's going to follow this up with. So he is going pretty macro-based, but maybe he's just going to play what we saw in game 1, and I think that kind of plays to Violet's strength.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, in game 3 he was aggressive, but he didn't really mean to attack definitively until he was like on 3 bases already. But yeah, he showed a lot of scare cards to Violet no matter what in game 2 and 3. And in game 1, I guess as well, the Hellions. Hellions not quite as destructive, but do have the potential to take down whole lines of drones. Okay, there we go. 1 racks into command center and then lifting off his barracks to kind of block the top of his main base ramp.
The thing that that I was actually taking a look at is Violet never found that racks. He still doesn't know what's going on.
That's true. He has never seen a barracks.
So he doesn't know, and is that a Marine? Yeah, so 1 Marine coming across. Let's see how Violet responds here.
That will make it difficult for him to judge exactly what's going on.
Yeah, he only has 2 larvae to use.
And now making drones.
So it looks like Hart should have maybe shown this a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know if Violet was able to catch that
because
SCV.
Violet is now playing correctly, basically.
Yeah, exactly. He's playing how he should open up.
And we as casters can say, how does he know it? Is he just taking a guess? But these guys, they're very experienced. All of the moves that they do are compounded over tens of thousands of games of practice.
Right,
so
yeah.
they've got senses that we may not even know about. Like
true.
sharks, they sense the electricity in the seawater.
Right. Maybe he's using sonar there in the MLG studio to bounce it off the window.
Most likely.
Most likely.
Just one of his many talents.
Exactly. Exactly. You never know. And, you know, Violet's other talent is he wins and plays a whole bunch of tournaments on a weekly basis, winning so many of those online cups. So I really feel it in terms of practice and tournament level play, he's probably one of the most experienced at the entry level tournaments. You know, not grand finals level play, but because I don't think he's been to too many grand finals.
No, but you're making a good point. He's had to answer the question of how do I create a pace in a best of 3, in a best of 5 in a tournament setting.
Exactly.
He's had to answer this question to himself many times.
Exactly. Exactly. So let's go and take a look over here. Hart is getting a quick starport.
Okay.
Going to be seeing Hellion opening with some Banshees to follow it up.
Yeah, most likely. I think you're exactly right with that. 2 refineries have been taken by the Terran. Violet's now getting speedlings. Interesting to note that his speedlings are a lot faster than they were in pretty much all the other games. Now not relying on roaches. Speedlings are done, and we also have 6 links on the field. Violet's now using that to check out the middle of the map, and we'll poke at the front to see exactly what's going on. We'll probably see the bunker and those Hellions. Let's take a look if he pokes up.
And not yet. Oh, he pokes up for a second.
Yeah, didn't want to lose any links there. So did not see the Hellions. He might have if he goes up. Now he's definitely seen them. So
yeah,
that's ka-ching ka-ching information.
Yep, and we actually see that Hart scouted the 3rd base and did not see anything. Uh-oh.
Oh, okay.
A Baneling nest. He's going for a high econ Baneling? I think so.
We see an Evo chamber and a Baneling nest being used to block on the ramp. Like I was using Zerg SimCity basically in order to kind of deny Hellions to have full flexible movement speed. We'll need to see a couple of more Zerglings soon if he wants to stop these Hellions. He has moved out his Spinecrawler very low ground, very in the front of his base. Basically has nothing else but Queens to defend. Now adding 10 Zerglings will come out almost just about in time to stop these Hellions.
Yeah, I mean the Hellions can actually just run up right here, but it looks like at the moment he just wants to deal with these creep tumors.
Yeah, it's always good to take down those creep tumors. Not actual units with cost, but definitely a ratio advantage for Zerg to have. They provide vision and obviously movement speed and will help with map control. You predicted it correctly. Cloak Banshee coming up. Also Stimpack coming and a 3rd command center being created as well.
Hart waiting obviously for 2 of those Banshees before pushing forward, and here come the racks being added on. So with this attack he's probably going to follow it up, or with this harassment I should say, he's going to follow it up with a big attack. Most likely with some additional siege tanks added on, as he should be doing a swap here. Well, no, he's building another Banshee, so maybe just waiting for a second here with this
Maybe
factory.
a massive bio stim timing after these Cloak Banshees.
Maybe.
Maybe it even depends on how much damage he does with his Banshees. Maybe it's not been written out yet.
That's a great point that I think might be the case here. He's going to be able to stop this 3rd base. How many queens does Violet possess? Only 3 right now. I think this 3rd base might fall here.
Yeah, only 3 queens. There's Cloak. Lair is about to finish. He is making 3 spores, so I like that he's not underestimating it this time, like on game 1, for example, where the Banshees did quite a lot. First queen is going down. It will be hard to marshal enough queens now to take down those 2 Banshees. He's making 1 more queen and he's making 2 spores here. It kind of depends whether Hart has the presence of mind to see these spores are being created. Every second that he loses gives the spores more chance to finish in time. And now with those 2 queens there and the Overseer, I don't think Hart was quite counting on the fact that he would be able to be chased away before taking down that hatch. He was going for that hatch. Maybe if he took down the spores, he would be able to then chase away the queens, but now Violet has stabilized into safety. Nice play there by Violet, and maybe a small misjudgment by Hart, but maybe it was a foregone conclusion that this hatchery would be safe with the amount of queens and spores that were being created.
Exactly, exactly. Here's a Spire going down for Violet at the moment, already up to 61 drones, so maybe a little bit more drones probably go upwards. I would think 75. You're never going to see a Zerg in this matchup go upwards of 80, because then you just don't have the army supply to be able to deal with. You need a lot of lings, especially for this style, to be able to deal with what Hart is doing.
Yeah, Hart now, like you said, getting tanks out, getting siege tech out as well. He's on 2 engineering bays, upgrading those bio upgrades. Armory is about halfway. We'll be lining up just about nicely in order to get that 2nd armor upgrade with the 2nd attack upgrade. Third CC is ready, has chosen to make it into an orbital command. I think that's conducive to the map's layout.
Yeah.
It's not too hard to defend that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you could sit right here with your siege tanks or marines, and that's exactly what we see. Banshees are slipping into the main of Violet, doing their best to try to take something out. The Queen's falling, but here come the Mutas. Where is the Overseer? Okay.
Overseer doesn't have the speed upgrade yet, so all he can do is track these Banshees and hoping that their cloak runs out before he gets to the main. Nope, he decided he has other pursuits to pursue and did go down. Full stim being used there on the Marines in order to block them from going to the orbital.
Yeah.
Now I think one Banshee... Oh, the Overseer caught up! Banshees must have stopped somewhere in the middle, and he actually took down all 3 Banshees. Nice pick up there for Violet.
He did lose maybe one Muta.
One or two Mutas maybe.
Yeah, so I guess it's an effective
It's a good trade.
Later on in the game, if those Banshees were still in some of the armies, it might be a huge, huge win if he's able to pick off some of the Bailings. But here he goes, moving in, losing 2 more Mutas. And has he stopped? Oh, he actually has stopped Muta production, going straight into
Mass Circlings and Bailings. You're so right. He just made those Mutas for maybe some mind games and maybe for taking down those Banshees. We've got massive amounts of Lings and Bailings now.
We're about to have 40.
We're gonna see a Zerg swarm in action.
I think Violet might just take this game. He's only got 2 tanks. He needs more tanks than this. If Violet decides to go here pretty soon, that's not going to be good. And
Glial Reconstitution is finished, and in come the green balls of joy, ready to explode with laughter and damage. And one medevac got taken out here in order to do a drop. It's not at the enemy base yet, and even Bailings being used on tanks, he just doesn't care. He's just crazy. And that supply depot is down now. Bailings rolling in. It looks like there's just too much. Splits will be very important. Marines are trying to run away, but these Bailings keep landing, and the supply is still quite equal. Nice splitting and running there by Hart. And is there anything in the mineral line on the natural?
A couple Lings there, but the SCVs are going to be able to be taken out. How many SCVs right now? 71 for Hart.
No SCVs were killed practically.
Yeah, that attack, I don't...
Oh my god.
Violet actually messed up with that attack, Grubby.
Well, I don't know. It was just so well done by Hart. Let's give credit where it's due.
Exactly.
It was so well defended.
The other thing, too, is that Violet did not have a huge stockpile of larvae after that. So
there's no follow-up, really.
Yeah, there was no follow-up at all. And I think that he was believing it's going to be a lot more.
Oh,
no. And a drop over here takes out the 3rd base. Hart is looking super strong in a match where I thought Violet was going to be able to roll over him once I saw those Bailings in the middle of the map.
Yeah, there just wasn't enough damage done by Violet. Maybe you are right. He should have been able to oh my god. When it rains, it pours, ladies and gentlemen. You don't get your 3rd, you don't get your 4th. Violet needed to do economic damage with that.
Right, exactly.
Now, basically, he was just trading. I don't think it was a favorable trade. 7-7, I mean, not too much on either side. He needed to reserve some Bailings in order to go into the natural mineral line. 2, 3, 4 Bailings to explode all the SCVs. Even that much might have been worth it. But now he's behind economically so much, and that's just really bad news for him.
There is a Ling coming in, 2-2 versus a dead Ling, so that hatchery's not going to be able to finish at all. Overlord's being taken out here for Hart. He's going to load back up and go back up here onto the top. He is being so smart right now at making sure the economy of Violet cannot be caught up by taking a quick 4th base.
Now, I don't like what Violet's doing now. He's only mining gas from basically 2 bases, soon to be 3, and then he started Greater Spire and Ultralisk Cavern both. Now, luckily, he realized it was too ambitious at this point, and he cancelled the Greater Spire, and is just going to bank on Ultralisk soon. Too premature attack, losing a bunch of Zerglings there. That was definitely not his time to fight. 77 drones against 74 SCVs, and Violet needs a lot of time. He needs those Ultralisks to engage.
And we got another drop here at the 3rd, taking out the Queen. The Lings having to be pulled back.
Oh,
great positioning.
Great positioning, really.
That is super annoying, that one Muta.
And he leaves them.
But where?
He leaves them there.
Yeah. And he's going for
those Marines are still killing drones.
They are. Why is he doing that?
He got preoccupied. He must have spotted this big drop.
And I think Hart just pulled back for a second and then went back in because he saw...
So great maneuvering by Hart. Being helped by Violet's basically lack of completely able to manage and multitask this, but so well done by Hart. It's so easy to blame a player for making mistakes, but Hart is forcing them, ladies and gentlemen. Almost maxed out now, almost finishing up his 3-3, attacking in 3 different places at once after that fabulous hold there, and now gonna stim in, gonna irrevocably kill that hatchery.
He does get 1 fungal off here with no medevacs inside. He's going to be able to clean that up, but he lost a lot of infestors there.
And now in comes the drop again in the main base.
Yeah, and he's going to be able to take out the drones mining the gas, which are really crucial here. Meanwhile, over at the 3rd base, Hart's pushed up once again. 1 Ultra is going to be able to clean these tanks up, but damage has been done, guys. Hart is ahead by 60 supply right now. 60 supply, and he's taken the high yield here, and if that planetary is able to finish, I mean that's basically
almost all about it.
Yeah, it's basically saying, good game, I'm taking a gold with the planetary. You're not going to be able to do much.
No more Spire for Violet, and Violet's down to 43 drones. His income is pretty measly, and we've got 74 SEVs. The complete opposite for Hart. I think Hart has just about finished mining his natural. There's a few mineral fields left, but he says, nah, they're not worth the effort. I'll keep these for a rainy day.
Yeah, and
1 carrot in the pocket.
Exactly. I'm going to go straight for the high yields there, because that's really what I want to be mining. All of them mules being dropped. Could get some fungals here onto these SCVs and mules, but I don't know. This might be the last attack that we see from Violet here in this spring arena number 1. The fungal going down on the majority unit. The Vikings even being landed.
Wow. Vikings taking down Ultralisk. There's a side I never thought I'll see.
Yeah.
He got those in anticipation of a Broodlord tech, basically telling himself, what could I possibly lose to? Maybe Broodlords, and then he just went ahead and got him.
Exactly right. A sensor tower being thrown down. Hart is covering every single base that he has here.
More Marines in the main base, man.
Yeah. These drops, I mean, Hart's positioning, I have just been incredibly impressed with here in this 4th and possibly final match.
Yeah, and basically we're just waiting for the hammer to fall, for Hart to say, okay, this is it. I'm going to go ahead and kill you. Violet's basically, can we say, enjoying his last minutes of tournament life?
Yeah,
hoping for a miracle as well.
Right. Well, that's what I was going to mention. You know, we started this series off, and Violet, I thought, was just going to lose game 1. He pulled probably the most incredible comeback I've seen here in MLG, especially at the Spring Arena.
Yeah.
And we were all going crazy over what Violet did in Game 1. Game 2 and 3, Hart had a little bit of a different plan, and now here in Game 4, he might be closing the series out.
Yeah. Spawning pool being recreated. Nice little attempt at snipe there on the infestor. Fungal stopped it, but that's a wasted fungal, basically. And we see just Hart being content at gathering the last of his army in order to complete his 200 supply. Big fight happening now. Ultralisk and Lynx running in. Banelings trying to connect with anything they can. Fungal growth being landed on everything, but as this army is taken down by Violet, so does his hope to win this tournament disappear like snow before the sun.
There we
and
go.
He calls GG, well played. Good luck in the next round. Unfortunately for Violet and all his fans, he has been eliminated. But good job by Complexity's Hart there, who will now place himself top 4 in this tournament.
Exactly. That means that he gets the auto invite into Spring Arena 2 and the auto invite into pool play at the Spring Championships. So that's actually a huge game for Hart there. And it's really a huge game because he's saying to all his naysayers that, okay, I'm a cheesy player, whatever. I'll cheese. I'll get 4th place here at the Spring Arena, and he's showing that he really has what it takes. Everyone was wondering coming into this event at the Winter Championships, was Hart a fluke? Was he a top 3 finisher that we'll never see again?
Will we even see him in top 6 in the round robin?
And
here he goes, cementing his place as
top 4.
One of the top players. Top 4 and with the possibility to improve.
Yeah, and now I want to see, as we can actually see MC and DRG still sitting down, so I think that series is still going on.
Yeah, so basically, guys, what's going to happen is that Hart is one of the 2 players that can be picked by Marine King, who's sitting pretty on first place of the round robin, who will be able to pick which semi-finalist he wants to play against. His choices, either it's going to be Hart, or it's going to be the winner of Dongregu versus MC.
Yeah, and we actually have no idea where that series is at. We know that they're still playing, but that's about it. So what you guys can do is go tune into the main stream. That'll actually do it for this stream because there's only going to be 1 game going on for the rest of the day. So Grubby, I think you'll be up there, but this is it for me. It's been fun, guys. I love casting for you this weekend. Hopefully you've joined everything. Grubby, it's been a pleasure, man, casting with you. Good luck.
Yeah, this was
on
JP and Grubby. Thank you very much. I enjoyed casting with you just as much as the first time. Hope we get another chance to do so. Fans, thanks for watching. Divert all your attention to the central stream, where we will be showing you the rest of the games of Championship Sunday. Thanks for watching. This was JP and Grubby. Goodbye.